Hi, this is Greg from OnlineLanguageAcademy.com, and in this video you are going to learn key vocabulary and practice your listening skills as we look at 3 questions from the new conversation ebook on stereotypes. So keep watching. Alright, stereotypes is a topic of conversation that everybody knows something about. We all have ideas of what people from different countries are like. Maybe these are correct assumptions, maybe they are incorrect assumptions. But anyway, we're going to talk about that in this conversation lesson. If you want to download the free ebook that accompanies this class, the link is in the description below. And if you like this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Okay, let's go. Question number 1. Okay, let's talk about some typical cultural characteristics of English people. I'm English, and apparently we are very punctual. But not as punctual as the Germans. Not as punctual as the Germans. So, yes, we're very punctual. If you ask my mother, if you ask my Spanish wife, she will tell you that it is false. That the 2 most unpunctual people she knows are my brother and me. Alright? I'm punctual for work, but in my private life, I have difficulties being punctual, I have to be honest. So, maybe it's not so true after all. Alright. We also have the stereotype of being very cold, very distant to people. You know, you go to France and you meet someone and they give you mwah, they give you 2 kisses. The same in Spain. You know, in Italy you get it also. I mean, in many countries, even boys give you 2 kisses. But in England, apparently, we're very, very distant. Again, if you ask my Spanish wife, she will tell you that it's not true. Alright, if you see me, when I see my friends, I always give them a hug. You know, we love to hug in England. So maybe this stereotype is a bit outdated. It's a bit old-fashioned. Alright, in my father's generation, they didn't really hug as much as we do nowadays. Alright, another stereotype is that we love the royal family. I'll tell you, I've been living in the United States for a while now, and nobody loves the royal family as much as the Americans. They're obsessed with our royal family. And in England, yeah, I mean, you find some people love the Queen and the royals, others a bit more indifferent. You know, okay, it's a stereotype, I get it. What else do we have? I would say that people think we have a bad sense of, a bad dress sense. So, yeah, I suppose if you compare English people to the fashionable Italians or Spaniards, then yeah, there is a difference there, but I don't know. I'm English. It's hard for me to say that everybody in my country dresses badly. And another one is that our food is terrible. English food, just the worst in the world. And I don't know. I like it. I mean, okay, if you go to England on holiday and you spend all your time in the touristic area in London and you want to eat cheap food, you're not going to have a very good gastronomical experience. But in real life, I think there's a lot of English food that I like. So anyway, it's a stereotype, and stereotypes are there for a reason. So let's have a look at question number 2. Right, I've just told you if I agree or not with the English stereotypes, but what about other countries? When I was at university in my first year, the university decided to put me in a house with one German boy, one Spanish girl, one Italian girl, and another English girl. 5 people in the house, a very international feel to it. We had friends of these nationalities in the house all the time. It was a very Erasmus, a very international house. And I know stereotypes are a generalization of a country. And really, how can you make generalizations of an entire country? How can you say that everybody in one country is the same or has the same cultural characteristics? Having said that, the Spanish girl always had a siesta in the afternoon. The German boy was the most organized in his study schedule. The Italian was a great cook. She made the best pasta, and she was very loving with her boyfriend on the phone, very expressive. So, I think stereotypes are maybe an exaggeration of the truth. All right? It's not a good idea to make generalizations and say everybody is the same, but stereotypes exist for for a reason, and I think a lot of the time they can be true, but yeah, generally they're an exaggeration of the truth. When you meet someone from your own culture, you know that there are certain things you just don't talk about. I mean, in England, we have a typical social rule that sex, politics, and religion are topics that you don't talk about at the table when you're eating. And it's the same when you're talking to someone from a different country. You need to know the cultural sensitivities. Okay, so it's probably not a good idea. It's definitely not a good idea to talk about the war, or anything else that you think might be a little bit of a sensitive topic to the person you're talking to. So just, hey, be respectful, show interest in their culture, ask questions, be happy to learn about their culture, but don't make don't make stereotypes, or don't treat them like they are a stereotypical person from that country. Because there are people who get offended, and there are offensive stereotypes. Spanish people are lazy. That's a typical stereotype. I've lived in Spain for many years, and I don't think lazy is particularly a good word to describe them. Most of them work very, very long hours. So, you've got to be careful. I have a great quote from a French friend of mine. I met him in Spain when we lived together. And he was an Erasmus student in Spain. And he always said, I'm not French. I'm not French. I'm not an Erasmus student. I'm Eric. And he got, it was a nice quote. He was like, I'm not French. I'm not Erasmus. You can't put me in a box of, you can't label me, I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm me. I'm Eric. Okay, that's all. So if you want more questions, if you want more key vocabulary, and if you want to really use this in a conversation with a native English teacher, then download the ebook in the description. It's free, and you can also book your classes, English conversation classes via Skype with our native English teachers. All right? Speaking is the best way to reach a high level of spoken English. You have to speak. So, let's go. All right. Download those, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks very much for watching, and bye for now.